kind of bear with me here. I'm like trying to finish getting everything set up. I was like really rushing trying to get live here because obviously I am extremely late, and Rogues, I deeply apologize for that. It's been a bit of a night. I should have been live a while ago. I was hoping to go live around 10, and here it is like about like 3 or so hours later and everything, or it's literally like it's almost 1:30 a.m. Still isn't like, you know, the record for me like going live with the crime scene cleaners stream I did yesterday, which at least kind of make up for the fact I went live late with that. The fact that we actually got like 62 viewers on that stream was absolutely amazing. Again, I thank you guys like so much for that. But anyways, yeah, I'm kind of like rushing trying to get, you know, finish getting ready here. And also welcome in Elginox. Good to see you, man. Like I said, I'm sorry. I really am sorry, guys. I'm not really panicky here about it. It's a little frustrating. But there was like some stuff I had to address that I'm not going to go into here. But anyways, I'm live now. Promise you guys we're going to be doing both streams as I said I was going to. I've already decided that probably like, you know, today, since I do have to do some packing and everything for because it's now like Friday, I need to do packing for like, you know, my vacation tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing that. So I'm not even going to, I mean, as much as I hate to say this, I'm not going to the gym. So that way I can make sure I properly get some rest. And I can make sure that I'm live properly for you guys. Like, you know, for the next 2 streams I'll be doing, well, technically next streams after these 2 streams, like I got planned for Friday, for today, you know, for the anomaly detection stuff. I'm gonna just focus on getting stuff packed, and then just like, you know, kind of like just not bother with like going to the gym as much as I really, you know, should. But I may just go and do like a cardio session, because at the very least I did like do my other day, days of the gym this week. But I'll probably just go and maybe do like a short cardio session at some point. So that way I can make sure that I'm not going to be running late on you guys for the next 2 streams. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we are live much earlier. But anyways, that said, welcome in for episode 3 for Liminalcore Rogues. And I'm hoping I can actually do this the way that I want to tonight. Because as I, you know, explained on Blue Sky, and I think like also posted about on Gamer Profiles, there may be a bit of an issue with me doing Chapter 5 for this. So if I actually kind of pull up the patch notes here, because yeah, well, I might be sleeping on the way up there, Amber. But yeah, either way. So what's basically the whole thing is Chapter 5 for this recently came out. I was hoping to play this a lot sooner, but unfortunately, I think they had like a delay, and they even apologized for it. So I'll show you guys like right here. It says, Chapter 5 now live. We're excited to announce that the Chapter 5 is now live. And I swear to Christ, those stairs, now I'm actually looking at them, they might have been the ones from Squid Game. So there's a Squid Game reference that's going to be great. I didn't actually watch Season 2 yet. Only Season 1. I do want to like get caught up on Squid Game, because I did like the show. But anyways, we're excited to announce that Chapter 5 is now live. We're thrilled to announce that Chapter 5 of Liminalcore is finally live. This new chapter expands the story even deeper, introducing new environments and unsettling encounters. Important note, here's the problem I got here. This is what's kind of concerning. I may actually be bringing one of my pillows, Amber, as well. But also, Chapter 5 is unlocked after Chapter 3, which Chapter 3 is what we played like last stream, guys. So this is where I'm concerned. So you'll need to start from Chapter 3 to access it. Make sure your progress is up to date before diving in. And it says, we sincerely apologize for the delay in the release of this update. There's extra time spent making sure Chapter 5 delivers the atmosphere, tension, and performance the experience deserves. What's next? We're actively working on adding more content, fixing gloves and bugs and everything. So my concern with this is that we did Chapter 5 last stream, and I really don't want to play through that again. Or not Chapter 5, we played Chapter 3 last stream to kind of like check out the new updates for it. And I'm hoping this isn't going to be like something where I have to play through that again. So the reason I'm giving a warning is that I don't want to do Chapter 3 again, so we're going to go right into Chapter 4 and hope it links up into Chapter 5. Personally, I don't want to like bash the devs, because I did, you know, I have enjoyed this game so far. And I mean, I haven't really seen too many, you know, backroom style games I've hated. Because we've done Escape the Backrooms, which, and everything about that share with you guys for those who've seen like this, get the Backrooms content. Just kind of show y'all something else. I'm kind of like, you know, excited for this. Definitely gonna try to pick one up, but we go Escape the Backrooms. I know it's like, because just rambling a while before I actually, before I did the ad break. So yeah, they've announced that they've like Escape the Backrooms has the devs or whatever pretty much, you know, partnered with U2's or whatever, basically had like a collaboration with U2's. And I really want this. So it's going to be available for pre-order, I think, until like, I believe the 18th of this month. So it's going to be like $30. I've got a few YouTube's things, like, you know, like a couple of meme ones, as well as like, you know, one of Godzilla and King Kong fighting on the battleship from Godzilla versus Kong. But I really want this thing, and it's like $30. So for those of you who may want to try, like, you know, grab one for yourself, they got the link, you know, right here and everything. I really would like to have one because, you know, me and the guys, we absolutely love Escape the Backrooms. It's definitely one of my favorite, like, multiplayer games of recent years. So I definitely want to get that. So hopefully I'll be able to. Depends on, like, you know, if I have any money left after the trip or whatever, I may, like, go ahead and try to pre-order one. It's not going to release till April, but that's around my birthday anyway. But anyways, yeah, so, like I said, like, I don't want to bash the devs here, but I personally wish the way they would have went about this, because it's kind of like, you know, looking like the way it seems is that Chapter 1, Chapter 2, then Chapter 3, they go Chapter 5 rather than Chapter 4, so I may just need to try to speed run through Chapter 3 real quick. I guess I'd rather, as much as I don't want to, I know we did Chapter 3 last stream, guys. It's just kind of frustrating here. I personally wish that what the devs would have done is one of two things. Either maybe you go through Chapter 4 and unlock Chapter 5, or, you know, if you did Chapter 3 after the update, or they had a way of logging it, they go on and unlock Chapter 5. I just think it's kind of like a little bit, you know, problematic that they did the Chapter 3 update, right? And they didn't, I don't know if they gave any kind of indication that when Chapter 5 came out, you were going to have to, like, you know, play through Chapter 3 to access Chapter 5. I'm actually going to look at the patch notes real quick and kind of see this. Because if it is that, you know, if they didn't, like, give any kind of, like, indication during the Chapter 3 thing is that this is how you can access Chapter 5 initially, I just think it's kind of like a little bit, you know, frustrating that basically, you know, they didn't give any indication of that, so people would end up having to play it back through Chapter 3 again. When really, if they were going to do something like that, I feel like they should just release, like, the updated Chapter 3 and Chapter 5 together. And instead, you have to play through the updated Chapter 3 to get to Chapter 5. But the main thing I just kind of wish that they just had it where it goes all the way in order. And maybe it does. Maybe if you do play Chapter 4, maybe you can go to Chapter 5. But I'd rather go and do Chapter 3 again as much as I don't want to guarantee that we get, like, Chapter 5 unlocked. I'm hoping that's how it's going to work. So just, I was giving a warning. And that I'm hoping we'll actually be able to, like, get to Chapter 5 tonight. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of look at this Chapter 3 expansion. You already have a Chapter 3 save. You'll need to start Chapter 3 again from the main menu to access the expanded content. Alright, so that's basically all they said. They didn't say anything about, like, you know, keep in mind that when Chapter 5 releases, you'll have to, like, do Chapter 3, you know, again or whatever. I just still feel like it should be a thing where it just goes in order. You know, like, it could be you do Chapter 4, but it's just also this whole factor, like, you look at that right there. Chapter 5 is next to Chapter 4. So if you feel like what it'll be Chapter 3, you have, like, Chapter 4 right there, and then it goes at where goes next to Chapter 3, and Chapter 5 is below. So I'm guessing, I mean, I don't know. I just wish they could have, like, done that a little bit better. I mean, I love this game. Don't get me wrong, devs. You guys have done a great job with this, but that's something I wish that could have been, like, just a standard typical thing, like doing Chapter 4 and Chapter 5. But anyways, ad break, guys, and I'll be right back. Sorry for rambling. See you guys in a few minutes. sorry about that. But anyways, yeah. At the very least, I mean, I'm hoping I can just like storm on through chapter 3 as quick as possible. Not try to explore anything, just basically juggernaut my way through it. Just, you know, run on through. And I hate them having to play through this again. Mainly because, I mean, I know I'm going to hear, wake up. Let's just go and just do this. Hopefully, like, the other content that's coming is going to be worth it. God damn, I'm just hating them having to go through all this again. I mean, anyone, like, you know, who's... You know, we're just going to, like, you know, have some fun with this. So there's a little running joke I have with my friends, Rogues. For anyone who knows, like, the professional wrestler, Masahiro Chono, I can't remember, like, the actual name of the, you know, the name of the show. Amber and Eljon knows that what's coming. But so anyways, this particular wrestler, what I love is that his catchphrase is literally "God damn!" Like he actually that's his catchphrase. So I use this basically like I even like sent it in when I first got into this new house or whatever, and I was like, me when I heard this house, I found there was so much stuff that needed to be fixed. And hang on, I don't know if y'all be able to hear it, but. Yeah, basically me, like, you know, I entered the house, like, you know, waiting for stuff to be fixed, like, realizing stuff needs to be fixed. This is me having entered this level again. That's me right now with this fucking... Here's back in chapter 3. God damn! But no, and the thing is, like, you know, it's just... I'm trying to, like, just... It's been a night, Rogues, and I'm having to, like, replay through this again, but, you know, it's whatever. I mean, I literally went to around 4 a.m. yesterday or whatever, so this makes 2 nights in a row that I've definitely, you know, had a graveyard shift here at Mask Alley. This is, like, I can't even remember the last time I actually really went so late with my streams. I mean, the fact I literally started this one at 1 a.m., and, I mean, and... So I'm having a feeling there might be a possibility that I will be starting, like, you know, if I'm lucky, I can probably, like, you know, start on, I don't know, it might be around 4 a.m. that I do, that I start on, Night Manor. But I mean, I'm really excited for that because, like I said, for those that haven't played UFO 50, it's absolutely amazing. Like I said, it's like, it's a whole collection of, like, you know, about 50 games, all of them full length, even, like, not really demos, or some of them are very short, or, you know, are fairly short games. It's got multiplayer stuff as well. I don't think it's actually got anything online. I mean, I know, like, UFO 50 had, like, online mechanics. That'd be even better. But I think it's a lot of it's, like, couch co-op. Like, you know, couch, multiplayer. But, Night Manor is I think one of the games that they got in there that's actually, like, a straight-up horror experience. Like, what little bit I saw of it. Well, at least you'll have it, like, you know, to watch if you do have to go to sleep, Amber. Yeah, that's the only thing I hate about, like, having to do this again. Because, I mean, I'm sorry that this stream's chugging a little bit, Rogues. I actually turned some settings down. But, yeah. Shut up. Yeah, I'm just trying to speed run through this if I can. I'm hoping I can just get on through this as quick as possible. But obviously the whole thing with, like, this game is, like, you know, trying to fit, like, because that's the way this game is designed is that, as what I've seen, there's not really any, like, threats. There's nothing here you can really kill you. It's not like Escape the Backrooms or Backroom Company, which me and the guys definitely need to get back into that one because we had so much fun with it. We only got in, like, what, 2 or 3 episodes of it. But this is like one of the games where it's based around exploring. Well, I think, like, if I'm right, Night Manor, I think it's supposed to be like a 2 to 3 hour game. So technically, you can probably watch the entirety of that on the ride. But yeah, this is basically, like, what I've kind of, like, you know, really look at it as is games like this. It's ones I would say if someone, like, is trying to kind of, like, ease their feet, like, dip their feet into horror or whatever. This is something I would kind of say, like, games like this are actually a pretty good call because there's no horror. It kind of gives you, like, the element, like, the atmosphere of a horror game. But, you know, you don't have to worry about any threats. You know, the way these games are designed, it's not like, you know, like I said, Backroom Company or whatever, or, like, you know, Escape the Backrooms where there's, you know, actual threats. With this, it's like, okay, you can just walk around, explore. It's focused entirely on atmosphere and sounds, but there's nothing that's really gonna jump out and scare you. So, I would highly suggest anyone who's, like, maybe, like, wants to kind of, like, slowly desensitize themselves to horror where they can at least get in and play horror games. You know, liminal spaces games like this, I look at the ones that, like, don't have scares. And that's probably one of the best things you can do. And also, like, I kind of find these games, like, oddly calming. I mean, because mainly I think it would kind of, like, appeal primarily to those who, like, you know, have, like, a fear of, like, wide open areas or whatever. But I am, like, just, you know, curious about, like, you know, what Chapter 5 is going to be. I mean, like, I'm hating on having to play back through this, but it really shouldn't take me too long to get through this if I just walk. Because the way this game is about, it's about, like, just exploring and everything. But since I've already done Chapter 3, and I'm just trying to, like, just speed run it so we can get to Chapter 5. But again, I just wish the devs would have had it set up to where, like, you could just play Chapter 4. And then, like, you know, at least then if I had to revisit Chapter 4, at least now you guys would, Okay, it seems like my stream is definitely chugging a little bit with this. Let me see if I can turn something down. And that's one reason I didn't want to come back here, because, like, you know, I knew, like, it was going to, like, make my stream a little bit chuggy. I'll just turn medium and medium, see if that does anything. It might be... I swear it seems like it's running a little bit worse than it was last time. Balanced. Performance. We'll do performance. Screw it. Okay, that's much better. Well, actually, like, it actually improved it for me, like, right here. And things like this might be a little bit blurry, but... Or maybe it's the VHS filter. I'm trying to, like, you know... Depth of field, video settings, gameplay settings. There was, like, a VHS grain. I'll just slide it down a little bit, because I don't want to remove it. Let's see what that does. It works a little bit better. But, I mean, I know there's, like, some, like, backroom style games where backroom style, like, found footage stuff where it, it looks like you're... It's weird because it's chugging in OBS. I mean, it looks like it's... But it's kind of... The thing is, the way it's running OBS is actually kind of cool. Because it's kind of like doing, like, a 30 FPS thing. And I know there has been, like, some, like, you know, found footage camcorder stuff where it kind of has that, where it looks like that. So it actually kind of adds to the effect. But I want y'all to have, like, a smooth experience, so... That's weird, because, like... That is strange. I'm gonna, like, record it for you, Amber, so you can see, like, what I'm talking about. And then I'll, like, send it to you guys. Like, because it's smooth for y'all, but this is, like, odd. Hang on. Okay, well, I don't know. I was trying to get it where, but then, like, okay, but it's weird because it was actually showing up smooth on my phone, but... I don't know. It might be just because I'm also a little bit tired or whatever. I'm just trying to troubleshoot stuff that... But as long as you guys... It's smooth for you guys, that's fine. That's the main thing I care about, just... But yeah, I mean, because this also reminds me I do need to eventually get back to Dreamcore, because I never finished that. I did do, like, try to do a series for Dreamcore on my YouTube channel, Rogues, but unfortunately, stream kind of, like, it was crashing and everything, and I feel like it might just been, like, the hiccups with OBS at the time, because I've rarely, like, really been dropping frames lately, you know, and stuff, so it might have been how my settings were at the time, because once I started, because that was back when I was, like, solely on YouTube, and then when I came back to Twitch, I kind of, like, had to change some settings up, and things started running, like, you know, much better, so... I like how he started huffing when I looked at the flower. Like, he definitely, like, just had something against that flower. Like, I don't know about tiptoeing through the tulips, but you about to tiptoe through these hands. I don't know. All I know is my character just started huffing when he looked at the flower. Like, he... was like, look, I'll have you know. Your daisies are numbered. Y'all just had to deal with, like, yeah, that was a terrible joke, and I ain't taking it back. Y'all gotta deal with that. Seriously, okay, what did that flower say to you? I don't know what he said, but I'm not too fond of his tulip. I don't like his tulip. It's supposed to be like a play on, you know, he's getting lip, like, you know, I don't like your lip. Let me shut up. Yeah, we'll just go, yeah, the pushing up daisies or whatever, like, your daisies are numbered. Much better than what I was trying to do there, just. Again, Rogues, it's no sleep-deprived night. Just like, you know, like the crime scene cleaner scene, stream. I literally am, like, running on, like, a little bit of tiramisu cake, and a vanilla Coke Zero. Yeah, I know what you're probably saying, Amber. Yeah, that tiramisu cake is still in my fridge. I think I've had it in there for a week now. I mean, it's still fresh though, so. Is it down here? Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I said I was gonna speed run it. Boop. See, this is like the part I was kind of dreading because it's a little bit confusing trying to figure out how to get through here. Okay, hang on. I think I... Is it... I can't remember if we gotta go through the slide or not. See, it's right there. You know, no, screw this. I'm going down there. You know, I didn't expect that to work, but then again, yeah, I literally just went back to where I was. That's what I get for trying to cheat. But truth to it is, I think, like, honestly, there are, like, because I can't remember if it was this game or one of the other ones was supposed to get, like, a multiplayer mod. And honestly, I think that, like, you know, more games like this should have multiplayer. It's just, like, a way for, like, friends to just go and explore these environments and whatever. Not really any threats or whatever, just seeing, like, what all cool stuff they can find, or... Just like the whole, like, you know, I feel like these games like this, even though these are more horror games, they're definitely, like, you know, kind of like the same, just like, you know, kind of how it is with, like, you know, games like Crime Scene Cleaner and Power Wash Sim and all that. It's like definitely, like, you know, a relaxing nature to it. Speaking of, like, cleaning games, I know we still need to get on Goblin Cleanup. We just gotta all get copies of it. It's gonna happen though. Like I said, depending on how much money I got left after the vacation, I know that when I come up, I'm definitely gonna be trying to, like, I'm not gonna, you know, spend all my money on pop. I'm trying to find pop figures, but because really, you know, truth to it is, like, one of the main ones I'm wanting, because I showed the Destroyer one I got from my Godzilla collection. If I can go up there and find, like, two of the main ones I'm wanting, because I think, like, one of them is, like, I can't remember if it's a Hot Topic exclusive. I think I seen it on Amazon or whatever. But one of them, like, I know we definitely got the Hot Topic up at the mall or whatever. I want, like, you know, the Gur in his disguise from Invader Zim. I've got, like, the one of him eating pizza, which is, like, my spirit animal. But I definitely want to get, like, the one of him where he's just, like, in his disguise, like, sipping a drink. And now it's kind of got me wanting to go back through and watch Invader Zim. I mean, honestly, if there was, like, any, like, you know, other characters I'd like to get a tattoo of, Gur will probably be one of them. I mean, let's be real. Like, anyone who watched Invader Zim, it don't matter who you say you watched it for. You watched it for Gur. No matter who it is you say you watched, you know, Invader Zim for, you watched it for Gur. Okay, here we go. I think it was, like, literally right over there. There's one part I'm just dreading. I know it's coming. I'm just trying to speed on through. I think I'm actually going pretty quickly here. Okay, let's just hoof it. Chapter 5 better be worth it. I'm hoping that once, as soon as I finish this, they'll just go and unlock Chapter 5 and let me go on through. Yeah, like I said, Gur definitely was, like, is one of my spirit animals. Take your bad breath on somewhere else there, you know, Blue Man Group. Like, he's made of marble. Like, marble at my greatness. Like, you need to marble with some Listerine. But yeah, like, there's, like, a few different Backrooms games I'm wanting to get, or, like, playing. I know, like, Backrooms Escape Together. I haven't even touched that yet. I've got that one. Climb the Backrooms. I mean, the guys have that. I mean, I can't remember if Elgin ever got his copy. I can't remember. I think Mac had his. I can't remember who got their copies of it. I know it's, Climb the Backrooms. We're definitely, like, supposed to be doing that one at some point. We need to get back in more of Backroom Company. Hopefully, like, you know, Mac won't get, like, jumped by a nudist statue this time. Actually, let's be real. We totally want that to happen for the just for the clip. But yeah, I mean, there's like just a lot of like stuff I'm definitely trying to be like a bit ambitious about in regards to what I want to do for the channel. Or like channels. But yeah, like, but one of the main things, of course, I need to talk to Dave on exactly, you know, like when we're gonna hopefully, you know, be able to get around us trying to do like some D&D stuff. I mean, I still need to get things set up, but you know, bringing D&D back to the channel, to my Twitch. Well, I can't remember if I actually did D&D on Twitch. I can't remember if I was on there at the time. I know I was like, you know, uploading, like, post stuff on YouTube. I think I was recording it. I can't remember if I don't think I actually was like streaming to YouTube at the time. So I think I was just like recording stuff and posting on YouTube. But I definitely do, like, you know, want to start getting around to the D&D stuff. I know Dave, you know, he's been going through some stuff. Now, obviously, it's not my place to tell. I don't even really know what all's going on with him. All I know is he's had, like, a lot on his plate. And I think it'll just be, like, very therapeutic, you know, for both of us to just get in and get back to D&D. It'll also be, like, you know, pretty cool if we can get, like, more people in on it. Because the whole campaign we were doing was for my character, Buster Blake, which, admittedly, I kind of got the idea for it due to a YouTube video that I, like, you know, misheard. Or like our Yu-Gi-Oh video that I misheard, where it was this one YouTube content creator, and he was talking about Buster Blader, which is my absolute favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster. And I misheard what he said, 'cause he was talking like more like a Cockney accent. He's like, is that fucking Buster Blader? But I thought for some reason he said Buster Blake, and that ended up becoming my character's name in D&D. So yeah, Buster Blake ended up being like a wood elf assassin, or like a wood elf thief. You know, with a very smart mouth. Like, I was, like, trying to do, like, a whole lot of, like, the wisecracks and everything. There was a few times I actually outright broke Dave, and he was the DM. Whereas I think, like, any stream you do where, like, you know, you're basically, you know, he has you do an interrogation on someone, you actually play the role to the point that you actually lean in and lick your webcam to mimic, you know, licking the guy you're intimidating. Yeah, I think, like, when I did that, like, you know, Dave gave me inspiration just because he didn't expect it. Like, I remember, like, I did, and Dave was like, he actually was like, you know, he actually kind of, like, just, did, like, oh, I think Elginox was there when I did that. I want to say I think Elginox was actually watching. I think, like, he got a kick out of it, too. Because I actually did it as a JoJo reference, because in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in Golden Wind, Bruno Buccarati, definitely an interesting character. He pretty much licks Giorno, and this says, "This sweat is the taste of a liar." So I kind of did like something similar. And I kind of like just played off like, you know, Buster, you know, could have kind of got away with it because him being a wood elf, he had like heightened senses or whatever. But it's going to be really interesting to bring like, you know, D&D back to the channel, because I'm not like insanely versed in it. It is like something I definitely kind of gotta, you know, get the hang of, and like the way Dave does his D&D sessions is it's like not traditional. Like he actually, like an example, he does like his level ups by milestones instead of like experience, but Dave has a pretty good like knack for storytelling. I mean, because obviously like one of the most famous parts of it, where like I think I definitely broke him as well, was we get to a whole get to a city, and Buster Buster, him being a thief, he likes shiny stuff, so. It basically, you know, he definitely has a shiny complex. So there's like this one coach that was like driving around and had like a very extremely loud horn that Dave did it like as a reference to something. And Buster, like, you know, I think like the vast majority of the chapter, only that he gave a shit about was trying to like, you know, steal the horn off of that off the coach. And so eventually it came down to it that he managed to use Buster could like, you know, had like a disguise kit, so I could basically had it where he had like all these different, you know, disguises. Like there was Posh Robinson, which that was the disguise he used here, which was like basically like a very like, you know, gentleman like, you know, dude, but he's also like just a massive con artist. And probably like my most eccentric, you know, bag of tricks I pulled, or like, you know, the most eccentric role was Sriracha Peabody. And I promise, I no doubt Sriracha Peabody's definitely gonna be coming back for the D&D stuff. But yeah, it pretty much what ended up happening was Buster, in like the role of Posh Robinson, actually managed to get someone, like basically con someone out of their coach, and, you know, out of their, like, you know, their vehicle. And he actually managed to score like the entire, like, you know, his Thieves Guild or whatever, like what's left of his Thieves Guild. He managed to score them like an actual ride. He managed to score them a coach to drive like to next town, like to next city in. And in Buster's mind, he didn't give a shit about the coach. The only thing he's happy about is that he got the horn. Like, literally the only, like, that was the only reason he conned the guy out of the coach. Like, he wasn't really thinking about, like, the team having, like, you know, a actual way of traveling around without having, like, you know, get on the back of, like, a hay wagon or something. Only thing he wanted was that horn. So he kind of, like, definitely had, like, some Deadpool-style concepts to him that he basically just did, like, this random stuff and, like, just kind of, like, had, like, the rest of the team, like, what the hell, Buster? But... yeah, that's the thing, like, sometimes these games can probably mess with you a little bit, but I kind of like had to turn it down because it seemed like it was chugging a little bit. Anyways, welcome in, Jeremy. Hope you're doing all right tonight, man. Yeah, I'm having to replay this level just to get to Chapter 5, so this isn't even Chapter 5 yet. Another thing I do like is, like, the footstep design. Okay, I don't know what, the thing, it's like a nose that made me think of Mr. Game & Watch. For those who know what Mr. Game & Watch is. Or either that or... I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of another character who had a big-ass nose. It definitely wasn't Gonzo territory, but... here we go. Yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to speed run through this. Get through as quick as I can so I can get to Chapter 5. And I will admit, I'm wanting to go and try to get on through this because I'm really excited to play Night Manor. Because I really do want to start, like, doing more stuff for UFO 50, because I said I was going to, but... alright, Amber, appreciate you. Yeah, at the very least, best case scenario, and once I get done streaming, whatever, I may just go out and just grab me some breakfast or something. And just go and, like, start working on packing, and then, like, you know, rest after that. For now, yeah, this is... that's the only thing also, just trying to, like, figure out... did I go up here? I don't think I went up here. Yeah, I ain't been through... yeah. At the very least, I'll know when the chapter ends. But like I said, I just still wish the devs would, like, kind of, like, just did a more traditional route with things, where instead of saying, okay, you have to play, like, through Chapter 3 to get to Chapter 5, you just literally just play through Chapter 4 to get to Chapter 5. I hear the music, so I know it's coming. I'm not too happy about this. See, there's a big... fuck off, Pennywise. See, there is kind of a part of me that what I actually am considering, I mean, obviously I'm kind of like a little bit of dialogue here and everything's kind of talking about stuff, so I guess I won't really cut. I was thinking, once I get to Chapter 5, I could just, like, just go ahead and just edit all this out, but I think what I may just do is just, you know, I'm just gonna probably do a timestamp on stream on YouTube, and just tell people, like, you know, if you want to go and skip on ahead to, the Chapter 5 portion, you know, timestamp. Yeah, I was thinking I could just edit all this out, so I'm having to replay this, but, you know, I'm still at least trying to keep the dialogue flowing, just talking to you guys about random stuff, kind of like break up the monotony. I'm just hoping that this will lead to Chapter 5, and it's not, oh, we gotta play through Chapter 4 now. It's like, you could have said that to begin with. Still a lawsuit waiting to happen. It's like every time I go to the back rooms or whatever, like, you know, their slides are just... like, I feel like I can go to a McDonald's play place or whatever and deal with all the static, you know, all, like, the blisters and everything. I'd still be safer than a lot of this. And any of you, like, you know, whoever went to, like, you know, got on a McDonald's play place in the summertime knows exactly what I'm talking about. God forbid you get on that slide or whatever, you know, you're gonna think that, Pikachu's in there. Now, I'm hoping I didn't just, like, you know, unearth, like, some childhood trauma for someone. But, yeah. McDonald's play place in the summertime wasn't even, like, it wasn't really much better in the winter at times or whatever. Yeah, you know, you go on that, you know, you try to get in that slide, you know, during the summer. If you don't get a blister where you can get, like, you know... It's gonna, like, you know, shock the hell out of you. Okay, I think, like, yeah, that right here. I mean, I guess, like, at the very least, one good thing about this, like, for those who may not have seen me play this or whatever, at least they can kind of, like, see me kind of exploring this right now. So, there's that. And I guess I really kind of don't mind, like, revisiting this, because, you know, I like the, you know, because this was, like, the update they did. They did completely, like, revamp Chapter 3, so... It's been, like, it was ages before, like, when I did, like, the stream for this recently or whatever, where I played through all this right here, I couldn't really remember, like, what all was new and what all was, like, you know, same stuff I'd seen, like, when I first played through this. Because when I first did this, I thought, like, I completed, like, the whole game. I didn't know they were going to add on new content. I think, like, it might have been when they were announcing they were going to do, like, a new chapter. But I pretty much considered the game complete when I did it, and then once they released new content, I did that. I, you know, pretty much made that just chapter, like, part 1. So this is technically, you know, part 3 for my series for this. That's one that kind of, like, kind of frustrates me at times. I'll play games, okay, the game's complete. They'll come out with an update. It's like, now I gotta go and, like, update my thumbnail on YouTube, say, like, this is part 1, and also the fact that in the series, or in that episode, I was basically talking like it was finished. Oh, here we go. So anyone who watched me play this previously knows exactly why I'm, you know, just want to go ahead and get on through here. I'm serious. It sounds like, you know, the adults from Charlie Brown, like, got drunk and, like, started singing. God damn, this is loud. Here we go. I'm sorry, but whoever it is that had the idea, like, to kind of do this, you know, have that voice where people... Because that's the reason I hate it. Because I'm trying to do, like, you know, commentary or whatever, and... You go, wake up. Wake up. Believe me, I don't want to be here. If I could be awake, I would be. And actually, well, technically, I'm asleep apparently in the game, whatever, but believe me when I say I'm kind of This is like almost like, you know, WWE or whatever. So I wish I could wake up. What? Almost as bad as like the what chance. And this is like what it had half. I'm really compelled to just keep this down, but for the sake of like trying to respect the developers, whoever, I'm gonna. And that was in the pause menu. So it was like kind of like, you know, it was like muffled a little bit, but that's just how bad it is. I got that turned down so. I hate this thing because it's just that sudden. Just it feels like you get interrupted. How about shut up? Okay, let's just go in. All right, yeah. I think, like, honestly, one thing that kind of helped me up last time I played this or whatever, like when I was doing before, is I got stuck right here, but now I think I'm kind of breezing through it. Not to mention, wake up, you know, kept on, throwing me off. Yeah, but I guess I'm also just wanting to go and try to get through this. You know, I'm definitely going to be joining Chapter 5. But like I want to go and get on a night manor, and you know, the thing is, I'm not even necessarily tired per se, especially, you know, nowhere near as tired as I was before, because I actually slept till around, because after I did the streams yesterday, guys, I think I went to sleep probably around maybe 6 a.m., so I was still up for a little bit afterwards. I think it was like 6 a.m. I can't remember. I know I was up for a bit afterwards, but then I got some sleep, and then I think I woke up probably about 4 p.m. So by all accounts, I went to the gym, so by all accounts, I am like fairly still, you know, alert. So I'm gonna be good for this. I'm gonna be good for both streams, and I just need to, as long as I just stay up long enough to kind of get some packing in, you know, get some packing done, you know, for the trip, you know, I'm good. Because again, if I do go to the gym, I'm probably not gonna go in and do like any actual weight training stuff. I'm just gonna probably like just go in, maybe do some cardio, and leave it at that. So, because normally I spend about like, you know, maybe like 1 to 2 hours up at the gym. So that'll be like some extra time I can spend. And plus it's about like a 30-minute walk up there. Because since I just moved recently, it's pretty much like I'm like a whole nother mile or so away from the gym. So whenever I walk up there, I'm like walking like 1.7 miles, I think, from what Google Maps shows. So by all accounts, I kind of get some of my cardio in just walking up there and then walking back, because that's almost like, you know, like almost like 4 miles in itself. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably just gonna go and like, you know, make sure I get like, you know, at least the majority of things packed as soon as I finish these streams, and then get some rest, and I'll pretty much be good to go. Like I'm just, you know, just kind of like I said, get some sleep, and then probably like, you know, wake up and see, now I'm saying wake up copying this jackass. I'm not even trying to copy him, just wake up. But as long as I can get some sleep after, like in between, promise you guys I am not gonna be like going like, you know, live late, you know, today. But I think again, it's just also been like all the 2 stream days I've been doing. That's also been catching up with me. So between that, so it's just me going and just, you know, getting just pretty much just getting a chance to kind of like just rest up for the week entirely, like no streaming, you know, no gym or whatever. And not trying to say like, okay, it's all burden or whatever. It's just, you know, it's definitely like a lot of time commitments and everything. So it's just gonna be nice to kind of like just, you know, just get out, you know, just kind of like, you know, go and have some good food, go catch some movies, go to an amusement park or whatever, and just, you know, relax. The only thing I'm gonna hate about is that Mickey DD43, he was supposed to originally go with us, but with him having like, you know, some recent yeah, kind of like without like really going into full details, Mickey DD43 unfortunately, you know, kind of found himself unemployed. Wasn't anything that was his fault, but it was just like a whole situation. And so Mickey DD43 has been like in the process of trying to find a job, but the main thing is that the main issue is, of course, he wouldn't like have like, yeah, I mean, he probably could have went with us, but it'll been like, don't matter him not having any actual money to take with him, which is very much understandable. But that's the only thing I'm kind of hating about it, that Mickey DD43 and Elginox couldn't be there with us. And there's some other people that definitely come to mind as well that would have been nice, just kind of like take up there and just hang out. But who knows? Hopefully one day if I ever actually make something of this, I can actually, you know, have something like that happen. Just me and my people, just, you know, if I ever actually did, we were in a place where we were all able to actually just kind of, you know, just group up and just have fun. I kind of hope that someday I might actually be in some kind of position like that with my channel, you know, to where things like that, you know, we would be able to hang out, you know, just definitely like hang out and all that. Because one thing I kind of hate is just that Elginox is like the only one out of us that's never actually really hung out with us like in person. Like me, McD43, Emerald 17, and Rocket Nachos have all like, you know, hung out together. Like when I got partnered with YouTube, how we celebrated it was, which I didn't actually really get partnered yet, but I just got to the point I could finally apply. That was like pretty much October of last year, like, or actually like late September. We celebrated by going to like, you know, one of my favorite card shops I hadn't been to in years. So we went up to the card shop and we recorded like, you know, unboxing video of us like, you know, doing a Stellar Crown booster box for Pokemon. And I ended up pulling like the Terrapago special illustration rare from it. And that was definitely like a fun time. But I'm just hoping at some point it'd just be nice for us to kind of like be able to, you know, some way, somehow, like, you know, be able to hang out like that. You know, more often. And actually have Eldradox there with us. And that's the kind of like, you know, that's the kind of goals and kind of dreams that kind of like, you know, keep me grounded as a content creator. Really, that's, as I said during the crime scene cleaner scene, that stream, that's basically just a lot of what mostly what I want. I don't really care too much. I have like a massive sized house, like a mansion or whatever. Or like a lot of this other, like much more like unrealistic, you know, these other very much unrealistic goals that some people set with content creation. And even like what I'm wanting could probably be seen as like somewhat unrealistic. You know, but really like all I'd like to have, as I've said, is just, you know, a card and get me from point A to point B. Roof, I'd like decent roof over my head. And, you know, and be able to afford to have like, you know, food in my mouth and not have to worry about going hungry. And, you know, of course, like, you know, funds to kind of like, you know, basically, you know, like the money to fund my little, collecting passion. So, and of course, like, you know, to be able to kind of, like, you know, hopefully, like, you just continue to entertain you guys. Okay. Yeah, so I kind of got through that whole section a whole lot quicker than I think I did last time. I mean, we're at 50 minutes now, 52 minutes, so. I'm hoping that I'll just, like, know Chapter 5. Or at the very least, it'd just be nice if they kind of give me a thing saying I unlocked it. And I can just access it from the menu. Like, I need to watch it because this is where I got stuck that one time. Which I think they had an unstuck button, or I mean, because they got... Which I don't know if I had that before and just didn't notice it, or what. Yeah, I think, like, you know, if I don't just go out for breakfast, what I may do after the stream. So, yeah, like, that's a lot of spears. A lot of bowls. But yeah, if I don't go out, like, for breakfast after the stream, and, like, depending on what time it is. I don't know, because part of me wants to just go and get a pizza. But I'm also just trying to make sure I watch what I get, because I know, like, I'm definitely going to be, like, eating a lot, like, of, you know... Let's just say, like, you know, definitely, like, you know, having some portions, you know, while I'm, like, you know, on vacation. But, I mean, if I don't go out and get breakfast, I may just make me some ramen. Because for, like, those who haven't seen it, I think I make, like, a pretty decent bowl of ramen. I posted it, like, you know, pictures at times, like, you know, and so I don't know if, like, since I came back to Instagram, I don't know if I've actually posted any of my ramen on there. I think I might have. But, yeah, I kind of, like, know how to, like, you know, make a decent bowl of ramen. The only thing is I don't have any actual, like, grilled chicken. So I might kind of do something a little unconventional. I've got, like, you know, I got, like, some Pilgrim's popcorn chicken. So I might actually just make, like, some fried chicken ramen. Or more particularly air-fried chicken ramen, because I don't ever really use, like, you know, oil for, you know, stuff like chicken or whatever. So I just usually use air fryer. It's definitely much healthier. But that's what I might do. I think it'll probably still be good. And I don't know if I've ever actually really done that before, but I'm thinking I could just probably, like, just, you know, do my usual way I make ramen. And I put, like, an egg in mine. And that's actually kind of like what I would... Pretty much, you know, the way I do my ramen rogues, and something I would kind of, like, suggest for you guys, like, at least try it once, is that whatever brand of ramen I use, be if it's, like, Shin Black or, you know, the one, like, or Bulldog or whatever, basically you can get some Kewpie mayo. So what you do is get some Kewpie mayo, put, like, about a tablespoon of that in a bowl, put, you know, put, like, a raw egg, and, you know, crack open an egg, put an egg in there. And then, like, whatever, like, sauces or whatever, like, you know, whatever powder or sauce it is with the ramen, put that in with it. Mix that mixture together. And then, like, after you finish like, basically when you're boiling your ramen, like, take some of the water from the ramen. And, like, pour that over the mixture. Stir it up, because otherwise, if you don't, you're probably gonna, like, have, like, you know, the egg will kind of, like, get scrambled. Or it'll kind of be chunky. Or have, like, little chunks in there. But you can pretty much, you know, pour some water over that mixture. Stir it up. And then afterwards, like, you know, add your ramen into it. And it just, like, makes, like, the broth, like, more savory. It's like the only way I really make ramen anymore, unless, like, I don't really have, like, Kewpie mayo on hand, so I just make it, like, normal. Like, it takes, like, you know, a little more time to do it compared to just, like, you know, just cooking the ramen. Or at least, well, actually, not really. With me, it's just, like, I think the reason it takes more time is because you have to, like, I also put, like, a boiled egg in mine. Okay, I think I came up here, didn't I? Remember if I came up. Yeah, that one was blue, wasn't it? I know that there was a swing sets. I don't think we did this one. Yeah, and pretty much what I pretty much. Oh crap! I think I tabbed gone this way. Oh yeah, all right. Yes, I did. All right, that's my B-Rogues. But yeah, it pretty much just works like regardless of the ingredients. Like if you do like veggie ramen, or like chicken, pork, beef. Because really, it's just mainly it's just like the broth you're changing up and you're adding an egg. Like you're basically using 2 eggs for it. So like I say, like you pretty much know you're cracking open 1 egg and kind of like stir it, like making like the the mixture with that, and then you're like pretty much taking like doing a soft boiled egg. Like I usually have mine boiled for like 8 minutes, and I cut that in half and put that on top of the ramen. So definitely make sure I get my protein. Yeah, I know like ramen, depending on the source, isn't really like the brand. It's not really the healthiest, but. And then like if I had to say probably like my my 2 main favorite foods, definitely like ramen and pizza. I don't know, it's kind of like really hard for me to kind of like really gauge which is my favorite. I mean, I think it also could be some kind of seasonal thing. Like, when cold weather, I definitely like to feel like, that's when it's really like the perfect time for ramen. But pizza is definitely like kind of like my poor man's steak. So, and like the main brand I'd say for pizza, like I don't think they, I mean, I know like I know like one of my viewers doesn't live in the States or whatever. And she said that they don't have like they don't have like I don't know if she says she doesn't have that brand there or whatever. I know like I think it's like the Pilgrim's chicken nuggets, they don't have those. But I think she said she doesn't have like Motor City Pizza Company, which kind of makes sense because it's basically one's like Motor City, it's like I don't forgot like which state is Motor, like what city is Motor City, but is it Michigan? I want to say it's Michigan. I should know this, but yeah, Motor City Pizza Company. If you guys like can get it wherever you are, it's definitely one of the best store bought pizzas you can get. Yeah, Detroit, Michigan. That's right. I keep on. Yeah, because Detroit, like literally like Detroit or yeah, automotive and everything. I keep on forgetting that Detroit's called the Motor City, but yeah, it's basically one of the best store bought pizzas you can get because it tastes like it doesn't taste like let's say like cardboardy or whatever like some store bought pizzas. A lot of it, like I said, a lot of it obviously depends on the brands. But I used to like get like Freschetta and DiGiorno's a lot. But for me, like the Motor City Pizza Company brand, that to me is probably like my favorite. Because it also helps that the way it is, it's got like the crisping tray to it, so it like the crust always comes out crispy, and it's kind of like it has like more like a deep dish style. But anyways, also guys, there's gonna be like a ad break in about 12 minutes. Hang on, let me make sure it's not actually trying to like catch up on me. Okay. I know sometimes like when OBS is like lagging a little bit like it is like with a more graphic sensitive game, the ad start thing can be a bit off. I can't remember if I think I was supposed to actually just go down the slide. Normally I just walk down it. All right, let's go ahead and like start trying to get through all this. Let's keep it up, keep it going. Because now I remember how much I hate this song too. Because it's like just a very short instrumental that loops. Kind of like sounds like something you hear like in a Charlie Chaplin movie. It definitely has like silent movie vibes. You know, hopefully with any luck, next time, like, the devs, like, put out, like, another content update, like, if they do, like, next chapter or whatever, they'll just make it where... I personally, like I said, if someone's already, like, finished the game before, I kind of, like, feel like what'll be, you know, cooler is if, like, just, like, the devs, like, has, okay, you beat the game, like, you know, this chapter's automatically going to be available. But, like, I also understand they kind of did this as a means to kind of, like, you know, make it where people, you know, don't miss out on, like, the stuff they added into chapter, 3. So I don't really consider it scummy, per se, like, you know, to kind of, like, make it where, they have to play Chapter 3, like, to guarantee they say it. But I feel like, you know, those are going to, like, want to see, like, the new stuff for Chapter 3 would, like, play it regardless. So, like, you know, just doing, like, basically maybe where you have to, like, replay Chapter 3 to see the new stuff just to get Chapter 5. This is, like, the same time I've done Chapter 3. That's the reason why I said I wish there was, like, a thing where they kind of, like, somehow the game could detect that you played, like, new version of Chapter 3. They'd automatically give you Chapter 5 right there. All I gotta say is they better unlock, and I better not have to go through Chapter 4 as well. If that's the case, I could just, like, went to Chapter 4 from the menu. But instead, I had to, like, go into Chapter 3. Another thing about saying is, like, let's just, they're more lax, so it kind of makes me feel a little bit like, that's when I'm kind of getting a little yawny here, like, because this is what happened, like, last time I played, too, and it's not really I'm tired. It's just, like, this game, I think it's, like, it's something about, like, the visuals. Trying to remember, have I been here before? I'm hoping, I don't know. Yeah, I've been here, yeah, that's right, okay. Okay, once I think this actually, we're coming up on, like, one of the spots that usually gets me stuck, but as long as I can go ahead and get on through it, we're good. I think I'm, like, towards the end of this chapter, if I'm right. And at least I hope I am. But I know when I get back from, like, the vacation, one game I definitely want to try to get the group in on. I know I really want to see, like, try to get started on RV there yet. Because now we all got copies. So again, there's so many multiplayer games like we need to get, like, some we need to get back to, like Grounded 2. That's definitely, like, a priority one. And, like, you know, and some I want to play, like, for first on, like, you know, RV there yet. We need to, like, get back to Backroom Company. But I know, like, one priority for me, Elginox, Rocket Nachos, and McDD43 is that's, like, you know, getting, like, caught the rest of the way on Escape the Backrooms. Since they did, like, the update for that, like, last stream, we kind of, like, got halfway through, like, the new levels, so we got, like, still the other 2 to do. Okay. Yeah, this is like the part that usually gets me. It's a funny clown. And that's like the way this game works, like the sound design would get you also. Or like just like the music. Like the way the music repeats or whatever. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if I was like here or whatever, I'd probably be unlost it. Cause just imagine it, like, you know, you're here, you got these loudspeakers where they're like playing this music and you got nothing to throw at the loudspeaker, try to like shut them off. You gotta deal with this endlessly. And the only thing you've got, it's like the most tragic comedy here, is all these like balls, they ain't gonna do no damage to it. First off, like just the aerodynamics behind it, like it's probably not even, you're not even be able to throw it up at like, you know, the loudspeakers in the first place. So you're literally stuck here, hearing that over and over again. I mean, it just comes across like it's just like a very dickish domain expansion. Like, you have, like, you know, remember, like, yeah, this, yeah, being straight up. I mean, might be a stretch. I feel like this would probably be like Deadpool's domain expansion or something. Like, something that just absolutely makes no sense. But also, it's kind of like going with the whole factor of, like, how, like, in, the Deadpool game, there was, like, a part with a bouncy castle. I think I'm backtracking again, but we'll see. Yep. You see, like I said, this area, this is what gets me about this one. This, like, is honestly, to me, it's kind of a bit of a pain in the ass getting through this. I'm sure I just ran around in circles. Like, it's definitely, like, good level design, just in the sense of, like, you know, I think I'm actually just kind of the same realization on how to do this I did before. We gotta get up that. Wait a minute. I swear I think, like, the way this gets me every time is, like, you know, it's a very simplistic solution. My stupid ass, you know, keeps on, like, you know, forgetting how quick it is. It got me again. It gets me like that every time, I think. That's the same exact... Hold up. There's another thing right here. I think that's exactly how it gets me every time. Like, it's actually a very simple thing, but it has, like, a weird way of throwing you off. Alright, man. Can you stay your ass on over there? Alright, guys. Also, it's going to be an ad break in about, like, 3 minutes. So, just... Ow. That's loud. Okay, almost there, I think. Okay, let's check over this way. I'm trying to remember, like, exactly which way I went before. Fudge. Yeah. Alright, we gotta go back around. I think I might have been on the right path before. Again, I literally just played this about a month ago or whatever, already, but forgot where to go. But I think that's just kind of like how this game works. You know, it's literally like just a labyrinthine. But I'm not here to wake up anymore. Okay, did I come through this way? Okay, I definitely did. Alright. Yeah, I just gotta, like, see if there's a... I might just have to, like, keep walking forward. Well, I don't know. With any luck, though, because I cannot remember for the life of me, like, this is, like, you know, near the end of chapter 3 or not. About another 30 seconds, I'll be the ad break, guys. Just letting y'all know. Yeah, we gotta get down there, so we gotta go keep going. I think I got it. All right. Anyways, I'll be right back in 3 minutes, guys. Ad break time. All right, guys. So, with any luck, all right. I'm trying to. All right, yeah, we should be good to go now. All right. So, with any luck, we can go ahead and get on through the rest of this. Which is we went down here. I'm trying to see that which way I went, so I don't get sidetracked. All right, yes, I think we came down that way, and then we went. We need to go around this way if I'm right. No, all right, no, we went that way, and we gotta go around this way. All right, we're good. I think, yeah, this should lead us on to on out of here if I'm right. At least through this spot. Here we go. Yeah, that's what we needed. Okay, which way do we go here? Because I'm just worried that I'm kind of concerned it's gonna be one of those things where if I take the wrong door, it's gonna like go to chapter. Like one will go to chapter 4, one will go to chapter 5. Thankfully, I know there's a drop off that goes like to the next chapter, so I can always like go back. Again, if it is like that, we only can go one way. I still don't understand like the whole thing about the mannequins and the telephones. Yes, I think actually might be only like one way I can go still. I mean, if it ends up being only one way, that's great because it means it'll pretty much be guaranteed I'll get to the next chapter. Okay, that's right. That's that. Yes, to drop off. That's gonna. Yeah, send me like not really a death, but it rewinds. What's that thing? It's oh God, like OBS, like it's chugging right there. All right, yeah, this is supposed to be the drop off, so we'll see what happens. Guys, I think we're in chapter 5. Yep, we made it. We are officially in chapter 5 because I don't remember any of this before. I still say it kind of sucks that you have to play back through chapter 3, which thankfully didn't take too long. It's like only like about probably an hour-ish. But this is what I've been waiting for, guys. And I hate that it took a bit. I had to play back through that chapter like that, 2 streams in a row. But hopefully this is gonna be worth it. The thing is, this is actually how slow this guy's going, so I can't sprint. See, I thought this game, I changed my mind. I thought this game wasn't supposed to have like monsters in it. There's a whole ass fucking snake in here with me. I don't know, maybe it's passive, maybe it's not actually gonna hurt me. Because honestly, I feel like, the ways to go is that, I can't run here, so if there's gonna be a threat, they would let me run. But there's no way I'd be able to get away from that thing. Curious about this dollhouse. Yeah, I mean, this is like the only way to go. Like the way, it looks like the way this area is, it kind of makes it seem like there's other paths you can take. Who knows? Maybe there is other stuff over there, but I'm not about to like spend like 5 hours like going to one of these ends. Welcome in, Snuckles. Hope you're doing all right tonight. Yeah, I just got to chapter 5. I hate that I had to play like through the entire chapter 3 again, because I did that like literally about a month ago. Because I did like an update to chapter 3, and now I had to like play back through it again just to get to chapter 5 when. And things like just a weird way they went about it. It's like, okay, well, they just did like the chapter 5 update recently for this. And it's like we got to play back through chapter 3 just to get to it. It's like, well, I want to play through chapter 4. It's just like a really weird way they went about it. Jesus, dark here. I can't see anything. Yeah, I mean, at least I made it to it. I guess this is chapter 5. See, the thing is, they got me up here and I ain't got no flashlight. Can't see a damn thing. I guess the way I came in from. What the hell? I guess I just gotta stumble around up here in the dark or whatever until I figure out like exactly which way I need to go. Is that all? I mean, I don't know. Have I done this before? Well, no. See, this is different from like last time I played it, where it's like where I fell into chapter. I know what chapter 4 looks like. This is not chapter 4, and I know chapter 3 didn't end like this. Hold on. Here we go. I think. This is so confusing. I don't think I got a flashlight. Let me make sure. Yeah, I don't think I got the flashlight. So why? What is going on here? It's just, if I'm supposed to, like, figure out a way through here this way, it's like the whole fact they literally got everything so dark you can't, like, see anything. I don't know if it was my settings or what, but unless they're trying to trick me, I just gotta go around the house. Okay. Because the main thing I'm looking at is that there's... Okay, screw this house. I think they did that just to mock me. But, can I go around the house? So, that was weird. Like, literally, it's like a house that, you go in there, you can't really see anything or whatever, and... I am not fond of the fact this is going to take forever to get over there. That thing, something better speed me up here. It was a walking simulator, not like a dredging simulator. Well, Rogues, I mean, we made it past this pillar, or we're about to. Like, what, 4 more to go? To devs, Chapter 5 better be worth it for all this I'm going through. Like, here, as I got to Chapter 5, I'm still feeling like I'm not in Chapter 5. Like, I've been walking through water, like, through, like, a lot of this game. Or you walk through water through, like, I think a good chunk of it. So I'd like to know, like, why in the world, like, this guy's, like, walking through, like, having a hard time, like, walking through all this ecto cooler or whatever. Okay, well, there better be a good reason why it's taking so long. This chapter better be awesome, which I'm pretty sure it should be. It seemed like they were like, they said, like, the reason why it took them a bit longer to actually get out, because it was supposed to have been, I think, like, on the 25th or whatever, they were supposed to release this. I think it took them a few more days, if I'm correct. So, once it was the 20th or 25th that this was supposed to release last month. It was supposed to be, like, before Halloween, I know that much. So, they said they wanted to spend some more time to make sure the chapter was worth it. Excuse me. They wanted, like, kind of fine-tune it a bit more. One thing at least I'm happy about is the fact I can see an OBS is not chugging as bad. But I think it's because really, like, the reason why the last chapter was seemed like it was, like, definitely, like, more extensive on, like, my resources because, like, all the ball pit stuff. I gotta get out of this water, though. And like I said, I got the sprint button held on. This is how fast this guy's moving in this. And I'm hoping, if it's possible, I can actually get this finished up by 4 a.m. That'd be great. But again, I'm definitely, still gonna be doing, like, the Night Manor playthrough. See, I called it. This totally screams Squid Games. Or Squid Game. Okay, at least I'm out of the water now. I don't see anything over there. I say that now, I'm probably have to go back down there into the water just to get to the next spot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Alright, so probably just need to, like, stay away from anywhere it's dark. Okay. And that just seems like he's moving a lot faster. What was this before? Yeah, is this what? Trying to make sure I'm not going back where I came from. Okay. I definitely see like the architecture is much more unique here. I'm not too much of a fan of the water. That's the only problem. I mean, thankfully he's moving a little bit faster now that I've gotten to this area. Okay, this looks pretty cool. And there's nothing there. But yeah, but again, I am like definitely like, got like a few other backroom style games. Like I said, I do want to like, get started on, or at least like get back to. On the multiplayer side stuff, again, we got Climb the Backrooms we need to eventually do, but we also need to revisit Backroom Company. And then like Escape the Backrooms, we need like, get caught up on like, the rest of the DLC for that. Or not DLC, but like the new content, since we did like complete 2 of the new levels recently. And then like as far as like, there's Dream Core, I still need to do that. There's another one called Subliminal that they got a demo for right now, but I think that actually was definitely like one of the ones that kind of like airs more so on the actual proper, horror and danger aspect of it. With entities that can kill you. I know that the Classrooms released an update, which I think it was like mainly just kind of like, change, like kind of like add like a new mode or where I don't think they really didn't really think add like a new area. I need to look more into it. This area is pretty cool though. And I think this kind of like more like, like games like Liminal, like, Liminal, things like this one or whatever, kind of like have fall more in the lines of like those who just like, have like the whole, they probably like would like want to explore like wide open areas. So it's definitely like more for those that kind of don't really want combat, don't really want like, spooks, just to be able to explore things. I mean, I definitely like, I will admit I kind of prefer like the more like horror focal, fast paced like Backrooms games. Where you actually have like something you're running from, something that can kill you, and more puzzle aspects. But this is just like purely exploration. Like this and pools, pretty much, have that whole thing to where there's not really any puzzles. You just walk around trying to figure out where to go. I know Dream Core, I think, like has like a little bit more to it because you have to, it's more maze like. What is this? Oh, it's a giant game board. I don't know if I really want to say it's chess because there's 4 different colors. And it definitely has like some Parker Brothers vibes to it. Still curious about that snake I saw earlier because that was like one of the few actual living creatures I've seen in this game other than my character. Okay, let's see where the slide takes us. I know the way this game is designed is like they have like other different ways you can go that can kind of like lead to other spots, but you still have to like double back. I'm still just kind of like trying to get from point A to point B here and just maybe like, I was just like different like, paths I'm veering off on. Oh, this looks neat though. That is really trippy. Whoa. Definitely has like kind of like a computer, like, old school computer wallpaper style thing to it. Okay, now this looks cool too. Yeah, all right, that is wild. Also, it does kind of hurt the eyes a little bit. It definitely kind of messes with your head. I mean, apparently they were trying to say I was on the ceiling or something right there. I don't know what happened. Yeah, that was neat. I mean, it's like, just like a pure design standpoint, that was like really awesome. I mean, I know it wasn't anything extreme, like probably that spectacular, like as far as like delivery or well, I don't know. It's just hard to explain. All right, hang on a second. So we have to be able to keep. Oh, there it goes. Okay, let's see what's over here. Definitely hearing those fluorescents. But again, this does definitely have. Wait a minute. Yep. This right here. This area looks cool. Matter of fact, let me. Yeah, I am totally gonna like this will be the wallpaper for my stream. Like the actual thumbnail. I'm gonna change the thumbnail out. That's badass. But it's not just that. I'm gonna probably see if I can get like a different vantage point up. But if I'm correct, I mean, let's be real here, Rogues. You cannot tell me that. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, they took inspiration from Squid Games. They couldn't. They didn't have. There's no way they didn't. You know, it's not a bad thing. Like I said, I love Squid Game. I definitely need to get back to it. But like I said, make sure my stream's still going. Something happened there. Give me a second. Make sure everything's still good to go here. Okay. Yeah. There was like some kind of like little weird thing that happened with my bot right there. All right, apparently my stream's still alive. But yeah, I'm totally digging this. I just wonder like how long it took the devs like just to kind of like make this little thing right here. Like, cause there has been like this definitely took some work, no doubt. But yeah, you can really see like that's definite like Squid Game's influence here. I said this does remind me I really do need to get caught up because I've only seen season 1, and I really do want to get caught up on Squid Game. I've always just had like this whole little like thing that I've kind of thought of, like picture like some very intelligent anime characters that they were in Squid Game, and like pretty much if they and like just try to think about like which ones would probably find like a the best solution to get through everything. So I'm just thinking like picture if you had like, I mean, because one like that comes to mind will be Yugi, or like at the very least the Pharaoh from Yu-Gi-Oh, considering like obviously as far as like Yu-Gi-Oh's concerned, it's a game that requires like strategy and all that. So when you like really like watch Yu-Gi-Oh, you see like a lot of like the strategic stuff they come up with. So I picture like Yugi. I haven't actually seen like Code Geass, but I know like Lelouch is like is very intelligent. L from Death Note. And there's like a few others that'll probably come to mind. As far as like it would be mainly the ones that probably have like a strategic mind, or like it'll be like logical as well as strategic thinking. What are you three looking at? Like, where's our pancakes, Mom? Like, I don't know. They really want those damn pancakes. They're over there screaming their asses off. But no, of course, I mean, just another thing, like, just picture Batman being on Squid Game. They wouldn't stand a chance. I mean, I know, but of course, like, just because not even Batman, just the plot armor. Like, as much as I'm a Batman fan, I mean, I'll say that he's definitely got, like, hella bullshit, plot armor at times. So I'm kind of concerned about this, though, because this is a maze. So this is going to be... I'm hoping I'm not going to be stuck here for a while, Rogues. I just thought about this. I've got to figure out the way out of this, and there's so many paths here. I'm kind of concerned. I don't know if this might be the last area or whatever, last spot. Which I feel like it would kind of be a little bit disappointing if this was like the last bit to this. I feel like there probably should be a bit more to it. Hang on a sec, guys. All right, sorry, I had to apply something right there. All right, so yeah, I mean, I'll figure this out. All right, so we came through there. This is the pancake room again. Well, there's nothing in there. All right, so maybe I didn't go through, like, this one before. Okay, all right, so nothing in there. Again, it's probably just best to stay away from the dark rooms. That's the main thing that's kind of concerning me, that, well, the dark rooms might be the way we need to go. I might have noticed on here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so that's going to lead back up there. So that's a loop we got going on there. So we'll leave that one alone. Okay, it's the pancake room, as I've called it. Nothing here. All right, so by all accounts, we need to just, figure this one out. So... Okay, this might be a dead-end area. I don't know. We gotta check out. Was this a dead end over here too? I can't remember. Yep. So I kind of see what their goal is here with this. So it's... Yeah, there's gonna be like a lot of exploration here. All right, so I probably gotta go back to the pancake room. I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're about to loop back up there again if I do that. But the main thing to think about is a design standpoint. The fact of, how it probably had to be like pretty tricky, like to make like a proper maze here, like you would the solution for people to get through, without it being like too complicated. This might be... I'm honestly feeling there might be a possibility there's gonna be like multiple ways to get through it. Like it might not just be one. Who knows? But what I can gather, we probably got to keep going up. That's the main like takeaway. We gotta like keep figuring out like the means to like go upwards. Okay, that's... I feel like I might be actually back out where we came from. I don't know. Are we trying to go up or down? I feel like it's definitely up. I wonder if it could be like that. Yeah. I don't know, Rogues. This might be a bit of a pain in the ass, but... Like, any progress, like, upwards or whatever, at least, is like, you know... Let me check and see if I've been through here. As long as we keep going up, that means at least, you know, we've made more progress. I know it couldn't have been that easy. And I was wrong. We just had to go through here. Alright, never mind. There's... Alright, nothing in there. Well, I got my hopes up a little bit, but... Alright, so that wasn't a solution either. It was just like, you know, a red herring. Let's see. Yeah, so... Alright, yeah, that was that way we went. Alright, these, I don't think I've been up this way. Okay, never mind. That's probably not having a flashlight, you know, they've basically... I mean, I just feel like I just need to stay away from the dark rooms, because chances are there's not going to be anything in there I gotta, like, you know, do. Good grief. Well, I'm gonna die of old age before I get out of here. Alright, because again, there's these hallways over here. I know I'm probably gonna definitely like try to have me a little bit of something to eat before I start up Night Manor. I mean, at this rate, it's gonna probably end up like being like almost sunup before I do start on that. But I mean, so I don't know. I mean, technically, this means I'm gonna be like done 4 streams in one day. I got the other 2 I gotta do later, so. But again, that's gonna be after I sleep. I mean, it don't really matter, I guess, like what time I do go live with Night Manor. I just need to make sure I get like rest. I mean, like take some time to pack. Even though it's still gonna take like, you know, Amber and, you know, or like Amber Wolf and Rocket Nachos like about 5 hours to get here or whatever when they do, you know, come to get me tomorrow. Still, I definitely like want to make sure I get rest. So now I'm back at the beginning. Or like I'm gonna make sure I get like everything packed, and so when they get here, you know, we're ready to go. But now I'll just be happy when I get through this chapter. Because, I mean, I'm loving the architecture and everything, but now it's just the whole fact of, like, the stair section is definitely going to probably be a bit annoying, but, you know, it's not hating on the devs at all. Hang on a second, right? Okay, about to do that again. I really am wondering if it's going to be like, you know, this is actually the last spot for this area. I mean, it kind of makes sense because it definitely seems like it's, out of everything I've done in the game so far, it just seems like, I mean, I was talking about like puzzles and everything, and it definitely feels like it has like some puzzle aspects to it. Okay, this thing, okay, well, this looks like it's going like a little bit, maybe a little bit higher than the other ones, I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm still sticking to what I originally thought, which is that we gotta go up. We gotta continue to go upwards no matter what. And what the hell's this? This is... I can't... So I can't access the doors. Okay, maybe that's into that. Oh, I'm gonna hate this. Nope. They got me wanting to go Angerfoot on their asses. For those who ain't played Angerfoot, just like kick all these things down. You found the room with pictures, but who put them here? Apparently someone with the ass fetish. A muscular man getting ass fetish, I guess. Now the problem's gonna be getting back out of here. Well, that works. Right, so we came through that way, I think. Check down. I think we're not supposed to be going down, we're supposed to be going up. I'm just curious. Oh, hell no. Motherfucker. I'm not too happy about this. There's too many freaking doors in this place. This way I'm gonna find Amelia Earhart back here. How far is it? How far in does this go? Reminds me of a game from my childhood. What kind of fucking game are you playing? I'm pretty sure this is like, you know, that's the thing from Squid Game. Isn't this like based around? Because hang on. I'm pretty sure, like, you know, yeah. I mean, obviously, like, I already knew it. I knew this area was like was definitely reminiscent of Squid Game. Yeah, that's pretty much what they're copying here, like continuously. Because we don't see, like, you know, the. But I feel like I'm wondering because there's a triangle down there. Is that where we need to get to? Check this. If I go down there and like y'all try to shoot at me, there's gonna be a problem. I swear. Hold on a second. If I go around here. Oh, these meddling sons of bitches. If I go around here and find out I literally could have not even went through the doors, just walked over to that. Oh, you jackasses. My sun's glowing right here, I can't tell. Okay, never mind, it's just like these doors. Okay. I'm just worried there's something I gotta do, and I don't know now. I don't know if I gotta continue to go up, like I was saying previously, or there's something in here I gotta find. I can assure you guys, I'm not too fond of, like, it possibly being the ladder. Because... Son of a bitch. I mean, it's pretty cool they got secrets here, where I've literally just like stumbled onto some of the stuff without even trying. I'm just like still concerned about like actually just trying to, because I want to finish this. But there's just so much going on with this level, it ain't even funny. Again, there's a triangle down there or whatever. It keeps on feeling like I can like walk through that, but it's almost like it's a doorway, but I can't tell. Okay, I'm just gonna go and just since these doors are already open, I should just be able to like just walk right on back over. I don't know if there's like, you know, anything, because the main thing I'm looking at is that we've got to get through the get back to that one room and see about, I guess, like going up still. I still say that's probably what we gotta do. And again, there is this right here. I said, yeah, all right, yeah, we didn't check this. Ain't nothing there. And this is like, I guess like they really just want to make sure they appeal to the people. They just like, obviously to the audience, they're getting this just for the exploration. So they want to make sure there's just so much here to kind of like just take in, you know, explore, and just see what you can find. All right, yeah, so that's these doors right here. So I remember, like, you know, I was continuing to go this way. But it's definitely gonna be that whole sense of satisfaction and relief when I do figure out like where I need to go and finish the chapter. And it kind of makes me wonder what they're gonna do next. I know that they said they're gonna be doing more chapters. And because that was like the main issue I had with Liminalcore at the start. It seemed like it was like a little bit too much like pools, which wasn't really a bad thing. But they were focusing too much on the pool rooms instead of having more variety. So they definitely did the variety thing. And that's definitely what I wanted. So. Okay, yeah, sorry. All right, we literally just like went all the way back to the start. Okay, so we gotta head back to the hang on. Hang on a sec, guys. All right. So I gotta get through this. I'm going to. It's just I like how I was like, okay, I'm gonna speed run my way through like chapter 3 and I get here or whatever. It's like, oh, you want speed run, huh? All right, bet. You can go ahead and speed run right into the end of these stairs. They ain't going nowhere, and try to find like another one to go to. Okay, whatever, fine. I'll show you. I'll get out of here. Eventually. Let's see what over here has. All right, we already did that. I mean, at least I know I probably survived Squid Game. I mean, how lost I'm here, or whatever, how lost I am. They wouldn't be able to find me to kill my ass in the first place. I mean, I win the contest just by not showing up for the events or whatever, and like everyone else dying, where me just popping out, like, well, what happened? I was like, wait, who are you? I got lost? Yeah, this is definitely, an experience. I'll say that much. Did I go up this one before? I don't think I did. I don't know. It shows promise. What's this? Give me that. Or fine, keep your stupid balloon. I want it anyway. Not like I wanted your balloon. All right, so back on course here. I feel like maybe are we making progress? Possibly. I have no idea. It's hard to really like make heads or tails of this place. But all I know is it keeps seem like I'm going down every time I try to go up. And we know they like their triangles. I mean, it may even be like we don't even have to go all the way up to the top. Maybe we just have to like find like a right path to go. And it's not even all the way up. Yeah, at this point, I'm actually starting to think we do have to go downward instead of up. It feels like this devil like is more of a straightforward path through this area right here compared to before I kept getting roadblocked. But might be wrong, but let's hope. And I just feel like there's something about the triangles. You know what? And I'm thinking about it. I wonder if that's actually hang on. Hang on. I'm trying to check something here because I bet you I think I know what. Because let's not forget, Squid Game prominently did have like triangles in it and everything. So remember, like the main dude, I think, like, you know, in that the sugar circle thing, or I can't remember like what it was, that, you know, obviously the cane thing. It's one of the most iconic parts of, you know, Squid Game, where they had like, you know, they had to get like the shape out of the I keep forgetting like that what candy it was or what like the cookie was or whatever. But here we go. Nice. All right, so yeah, we're good. We're making progress now, guys. So this is what we need to do, so we didn't have to go up. Is like we just had to find. All right. This actually is a relief. I got a little more pep in my step now, knowing we didn't actually go through all that whole stair thing. So it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, because I'm guessing we're about to get out of here. But it seems like it's like the right path. But yeah, they had like, you know, I think like the main dude, like his was an umbrella. I know there's like probably like a lot more here I could have explored, but And the thing is, it might not even be done. We might still have like a, you know, good chunk of this level left. Also, I got an ad break coming up in like, you know, about 10 minutes, Rogues, just to let y'all know. Like I was saying, I was saying that if I could finish this round 4 or whatever, that'd be great. I'd be making good time. Though again, no matter what, I mean, it's not like I've really got like, you know, a lot on the agenda for today, since I'm not gonna be going to the gym. So outside, maybe going doing some cardio. Okay, Make It D343 would not like be happy about that, since, you know, he doesn't like frogs. This is like pretty cool little spot here too. I mean, it's again like seeing like a lot of like, you know, unique architecture here. So there's that right there, but let me see. I don't know if I can go around that. Yeah. All right, so we just gotta go this way. I'm hoping it might be like something like a new like ending or something for this. My guess is like this is actually just chapter 5, but I wonder if like it's gonna like lead over into chapter 4. All right. But at least we know we're definitely going the right way now for sure. Because the other way, obviously, we could have, like, you know, probably would took some time. Like, going back, like, to the ladder to get to the other area. But this right here is definitely, you know, finite. Because ain't no going back from here. Okay, this looks like it's going to be fun. And then not going to be able to really see it. Like, it's the only thing I kind of wish that you could easily... Oh. Oh, so that's one of those types of slides. You know, when we're like, you know, like normally at a water park, you have like thing where you just gotta slide around and go and like you're getting flushed. Okay, we finished chapter 5, Rogues. And that was really cool. We land in water here. I know we're gonna be like in what's... I wonder if there's gonna be like an ending here or something new. Okay, yeah, so it went right into chapter 4. So that's just like the weird thing about it. I kind of personally feel like the way they could have done this is they could have like labeled chapter 4 as like chapter 5 as chapter 4 or whatever, and changed chapter 4 around, because this is technically the last chapter of the game here. But I guess like it's just like a really weird way they went about it. Maybe kind of going like some of the concepts of the back rooms where, like, you know, some of the games, like the other back rooms games, like the, you know, the floors aren't like actually, you know, basically they don't go by proper like, you know, numerical value or whatever, or numbers in order, I guess. So you have like, you know, different like, you know, numbers for the floors, like in like random arrangements. So I guess I kind of like fit that. It's just, it was kind of like weird how they went about the whole thing with this. I personally wish the way it could have been is they just would have had like chapter 4 would have stayed like basically you could have accessed chapter 5 through chapter 4. I mean, I don't. It's probably like maybe like some kind of gameplay reason, some kind of like, you know, tech reason, the reason like why you had to access chapter 5 from 3. But I kind of feel like a lot of it is maybe just like they linked it up to chapter 3 to kind of like, so that way people would have to like, you know, if they hadn't checked out the new content yet, it would pretty much, you know, make sure they checked out like the new stuff for chapter 3 before chapter 5. But again, I feel like that might have been like the design, the reason they went with that whole design standpoint to it. They want to make sure that all like the new stuff was right there, like available one after another. Of course, I feel like just the way I kind of like, because obviously like if they would have had like chapter 5 was available from the start, that means like people would have like maybe would have missed out on checking out the chapter 3 stuff. And I can understand the devs on that. You know, if you worked hard, like tried to like update everything, and people are like, oh, well, I don't want to play back through chapter 3. I'm just want to like go and check out chapter 5. But they're making sure that this is a way like for people to see the new stuff they added into chapter 3, and then afterwards like get them right into chapter 5 afterwards while having to like play through chapter 4. But I mean, I'm not trying to balk it. You know, I just hate the fact that I had to like go back through chapter 3 again just to get to that point. But you know, I was able to speed run. It took me like a little bit over an hour to do that, so it wasn't really the worst thing. I'm gonna have timestamps in like my stream, like in the description for the stream on YouTube. I have timestamps for those who don't want to like sit through me watching playing through the updated chapter 3 again. Y'all can just go right on to chapter 5. So yeah. But anyways, guys, with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I'll probably like try to do because like I said, it's 3:30 right at 3:30 a.m. right now. I could actually check and see if anyone I know is live. But that was still fun. I could definitely see like a lot of Squid Game inspiration there, and that was definitely a bonus to it because I like Squid Game. I still need to get caught up on it. But next season, the newer seasons, I've only like seen season 1. But let me like look at this right here. See if there's anyone live possibly. At least my thing is, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'm hoping to be live with Night Manor by at least 4:30. Again, we're still doing that. I might actually go ahead and take some time in between. Like I said, I want to try going maybe a little bit of food and go ahead and eat. Because I don't know. It wouldn't be the first time I've done like 3 streams in a day, and technically this will be 4 streams. And again, I'm gonna still get rest in between. So it's 3:30 a.m. I figure what I could do maybe is go ahead and possibly wait until like 6 a.m. and maybe go live with Night Manor then, so that way people may possibly be up. But I could do that, but I feel like that may be what I'll do. I'll probably wait till maybe 5 or 6 a.m. and then do Night Manor then, and just give me like a little bit of time to get some food in my system. So I'll definitely be good. As long as I go ahead and get some packing done and get some food in my system, I'll be good for the next stream. And that way it means I won't be stressing during the rest of the day on trying to get stuff done. Because again, I'm gonna be leaving. If Amber and Rocket, do their usual thing, they'll probably be here around maybe noon or 1, depending on when they leave out. Cause it's a 5+ hour drive. So it means I'll definitely have time to kind of if I got get a little bit of rest tomorrow, it'll give me a little bit of time too before they get here. But I may be resting a little bit on the car ride up. So nonetheless, see if there's anyone. There's no one I know really live right here. Actually, there is one guy that's live or whatever. He actually, came in during my Chrono Trigger stream the other day, gave some good vibes. So I went on and followed him and everything. He followed me and I went on and followed him. Not for that FRF stuff. We don't do that here. But it's just because, he seemed like he was legitimately a cool guy. And I loved the layout of his channel because he has pretty much listed all the games he's done each year he's streaming, and that takes a lot of dedication to have links to each of his playlists on YouTube, I guess. So it's really cool how he has his channel set up. I'll check and see what I got for the raid list first. Raid browser. We may go and raid him. I don't know because he's playing Paper Mario. I think the 1,000-Year Door. I think he's playing one of the Paper Marios. Just see what we got going on. I might raid. There's someone right here. I guess they're doing a drinking game Black Ops stream. Trying to see what's going on. As I've said in the past, Rogues, I'm definitely open to taking raid suggestions as well. At times, if y'all got someone you suggest me to raid or whatever, I'm definitely open to taking that into consideration. Let's see. I think we'll go with this one. Let's see what they got going on. Never mind. Let me check someone else here. Someone else here. All right. I think we may go raid 40. Yeah, I think. All right. Let me see. What is he playing? The 1,000-Year Door. I think he does a lot of retro stuff, which I can definitely vibe with that. Yeah. So there's an ad going right now, guys. The Predator Badlands one, which is funny because Snuckles had actually I think Rick I talk about talking. All right, I'm hoping I don't get a strike or anything for that. But all right, hang on. Let me snooze this ad real quick. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go and raid 40, guys. 40 seems like good people. And just to kind of like show y'all what I was talking about real quick, well, once this goes away, freaking ads. Here we go. Yeah, he's playing 1,000-Year Door. But yeah, kind of just to show you guys, like, I mean, what he's done with this channel here is absolutely amazing. I love this. This is more dedication. I kind of keep. Yeah, no offense, 40. I'm just gonna like kind of like mute you for a second, or like just kind of like you know, if he goes, I see this. I'm just kind of like just talking about his channels. I'm pretty sure he'll be cool with it. Yeah, he came in like during my Chrono Trigger stream. Seemed like he had like some awesome vibes and everything. But I love what he's done here with his channel. This is absolutely amazing. Just because the fact of just the dedication here, I would not have the dedication to do this. I keep mine, you know, just kind of simple and clean with just my panels and that's it. But he actually updates his, what I can tell, with like, you know, all the different games he's played. And it's not just the game itself, it's like the playlist. It's not just like the title of the game, like one stream for on his YouTube channel. Each of these is all the playlists he's got on YouTube. And it probably wouldn't really be hard to do something like this, but it's just the fact he's making sure that each year he's keeping track of like each game and making sure like to post like the playlist here and everything. And that's dedication, you know. I know for a fact I probably wouldn't have like, you know, the patience to do this. And I just haven't really seen like too many people like do something like this with their channel and where, so that's pretty awesome how he's doing this. So you can kind of like just see like here, you know, he's done like a lot of retro stuff. Like, you know, I'm seeing like, you know, TMNT Turtles in Time. I'm seeing Final Fantasy IV, a lot of Super Mario's, Donkey Kong Country. He's done the 4, so he kind of does like, I guess, a mixed bag of stuff where it seems like he's got like a heavy focus on like retro stuff. And also, I think like what he said in his thing right here is that he's also a professional enterprise software engineer. So yeah, and he collects and repairs retro consoles, which is badass as well. So we're gonna rate him. We're gonna rate 48-bit guys. Throwing him. I haven't actually played Super Mario, Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door, but we're gonna like, you know, get one over to him. As we're getting yeah, we got like like a massception going on there. All right, do one more snooze to make sure like this ad doesn't play beforehand. All right, so it was 48-bit. And also, I think my raid thing is still a bit broken, guys. So bear with it. I'm still trying to fix that. I'll try to see if I can work with it a little bit before the next stream. But I'm just glad I did like get caught up on like Super Liminal. Not Super Liminal. That's not the name. Liminalcore again. I'm glad I did get caught up on that. So anyways, raid channel 48-bit. All right. So anyone who's still hanging around, we're going to go in there, like, and give him a raid real quick. Definitely show some love to him. So 48-bit, this is the guy we're raiding. I just showed him to you. And with that said, guys, Mask Mayor welcomes you to the Masquerade. And with that said, that's the raid call. Make sure you don't spam it or anything. Just give him one and, you know, do it like a one and done on it. So that's the raid sign, guys. We're going to, like, you know, go in, like, you know, get 40 Masquerade. Seems like he's really chill, awesome people. Came in like, you know, during like my battle with Lavos on Chrono Trigger, and was definitely respectful, not really giving spoilers or anything. The only thing he's basically said was like the ending I got was basically considered the B ending, like the canon ending. I definitely respect that, and I'm thankful for that because a lot of people like love to spoil things. So I really appreciate how he was definitely spoiler free on letting me like enjoy my, you know, finishing Chrono Trigger. So anyways, I'll be live in a little while after I get some food and get some packing done. I'll be live with Night Manor. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting everything set up on the YouTube channel in advance and everything. And I'm definitely excited for that because I love point and click adventures, and it's gonna be cool like seeing how that one plays out. So we're gonna be doing UFO 50 for Night Manor. But until then, Rogues, much love. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with me. We're gonna go raid 40, and I'll see you guys, you know, next stream. Until then, be safe. I'll catch you soon. Thanks for watching.